are diving deep today into a source that really sets up an urgent choice for you. Are you relying on physical security, the ramparts you build with your own success, or something else, the ultimate true shelter? We're looking at an ancient roadmap, Zechariah chapter 9, and contrasting that with, well, how we often frantically seek safety today.
Yeah.
Our mission here is to sort of extract the core insight. Why do we invest so heavily in these temporary fixes? Our notes call them false shelters.
Right.
Especially when a source of permanent refuge is, well, it's openly declared.
Exactly. And to really get the power of that promise, we first have to see the danger. I mean, the text opens up, it's quite stark, actually. It's a declaration of coming consequences for all the surrounding nations. It's like a historical hit list, places like Hadrach, Damascus, Gaza. It just establishes that chaos is real, it's coming. And so the need for protection, it's urgent.
Okay, right. So let's unpack the failure side of that equation then. If judgment and chaos are on the horizon, naturally people build walls. And the text gives us a prime example of the strongest human wall, doesn't it? The ancient city of Tyre.
Tyre, absolutely. And what's fascinating, really fascinating here, is that Tyre didn't fail because it was, foolish or poor. Quite the opposite. The scripture actually describes Tyre as being very wise. It was the absolute pinnacle of human ingenuity, maybe even over-engineering.
Okay.
They built this massive rampart, accumulated staggering wealth, so much that says they heaped up silver like dust and fine gold like the mud of the streets.
Wow.
It was supposed to be the ultimate self-sufficient fortress built entirely by capital and intellect.
But wait a second. I mean, isn't that what the world tells us is security? Wealth, wisdom, success. If you build a great career, max out your 401k, achieve status. Isn't that security? Is the text saying that sometimes the strongest looking fortress, the one built on all that stuff, is actually the biggest, most attractive target?
Precisely. That's the devastating clarity here. The source material makes it absolutely clear that Tyre's hard-won security was, worthless when the real challenge came. The Lord promises to strip that wealth, shatter that power, break down that rampart. So the failure isn't about lack of effort or lack of smarts.
It's about where the trust was placed.
Exactly. It's about misplaced trust. When we build up success or status or material security, we might just be building, like you said, a temporary rampart that ironically marks us as a target rather than a true lasting shelter.
That distinction, building a target versus finding actual safety, that feels really critical. So, if every worldly power, every human-built fortress eventually collapses, where does the text pivot? Where does it point for real safety?
And that's the turn. Right after detailing the collapse of Tyre's impressive human security, the focus shifts inward in verse 8. It moves from external destruction to this internal promise. And it's this: "Then I will encamp at my house as a guard, so that none shall march to and fro. No oppressor shall again march over them, for now I see with my own eyes."
Yeah.
If you connect this to the bigger picture, the promised shelter isn't another physical place, not a better rampart. It's God's personal, unwavering presence, his protection.
So he doesn't just send help.
No. He is the guard.
Yeah.
He personally encamps there. He sees the threats directly and deals with them himself. It's profoundly personal.
Okay, so bring this ancient promise forward. What does this mean for you, the listener, today? Especially when the modern world feels so, unstable. Our reflection notes mention that analogy, from disaster movies or apocalypse shows, where the whole plot revolves around finding that one safe bunker, that secure shelter. We seem hardwired to crave that sealed-off security.
That's absolutely our default setting, isn't it? We chase the bunker, we look for the physical or metaphorical safe room, and here God declares he himself is that ultimate shelter, the guard who literally sees with his own eyes.
Yeah.
Yet, as the notes point out, even when we know this, maybe intellectually,
we still chase other things.
We still chase those false shelters. Things like career milestones, or maybe fleeting relationships, or just constant digital distraction.
Yeah.
Hoping they'll act as some kind of temporary rampart against the instability, the anxiety we feel.
So the challenge for you today listening to this is really to recognize, where are you running when things get shaky? When the market drops, or relationships get tough, or the news just feels overwhelming? Are you pouring your energy, your trust into building those temporary ramparts, that failing gold of Tyre? Or are you consciously, maybe intentionally, redirecting your steps toward the only shelter that the text says truly sees you and stays?
Yeah.
It feels like the difference between relying on, say, a temporary bulletproof vest versus relying on something or someone who can actually end the war entirely.
That's a powerful way to put it. And it really raises an important question for you to consider this week, maybe something practical. What specific immediate shelter are you currently relying on? Maybe it's an unhealthy distraction, maybe it's a certain measure of success or control, something that you suspect might ultimately fail you. And then what would it actually look like today, maybe even right now, to intentionally stop building your own fortress for a moment and just choose to rest in the promise of that divine guard?